A bit more gin and it'll be steadily downhill, won't it?
I'm very glad you had some as well. I thought I was the only... I told him I'd be the only one. I wouldn't do anything until the gin arrived. And
I had gin in my orange juice.
did you? Good.
We did. We've all had some gin. So.
We all had some gin.
So we'll blame that.
So who had the stupid idea?
That was mine.
Right.
I just thought...
Well, the thing that I did hear of is that there are TV programs about people watching people playing games.
Oh yeah.
That is very popular.
Yep. There's a whole website called Twitch. Incredibly
That's right,
popular.
Twitch.
Yeah, and it is exactly that. People just stream their game playing. But it's like watching football. There's no real difference.
I've never done that either.
Well, no, I totally agree. I completely agree. However, it is popular, I believe. So yeah, there is...
What, football?
I think that too, yeah. But gaming's more popular. Right, okay. This is going to be a disaster, isn't it?
I think you need to get the thing rolling.
I can now see that. Right, okay.
Get on with it then.
I can't start, I'm terrible at doing this. Right, okay. Here we go. Hello, it's Jason here at the Centre for Computing History, and we've got a very special event for you here tonight at the museum. Would you believe it is 10 years since Micromen first aired on the BBC? I say 10 years, I mean you might be watching this sometime in the future, in which case it's more, but you know, right now it's 10 years. And we are very lucky to have some of the people that weren't necessarily in the film, but were portrayed in the film. We have Chris Curry here, we have Hermann Hauser, and we have Steve Furber. So what we're going to do is sit down and watch Micromen, and we're going to give you kind of a narration to what people think of it, what the differences might be between the film and real life, things like that. It's in no way like Gogglebox for legal reasons. It's much more of a DVD commentary. So anyway, we will get on with it. Thank you very much for coming along tonight, and really appreciate that. Hopefully it will be good fun and you'll enjoy it. If anybody is watching this online and does think that this has been a fun watch, please do go to our website. There's a button in the top corner and you can donate. We won't be able to make any money off of the streaming of the video, but we can sort of take donations from our website, and we'd really appreciate that. So without further ado, we will sit down and watch Micromen, and with commentary on this one. So, everybody ready?
Ready?
Okay, here we go.
Tonight we're going to paint a picture of success, peopled with characters who have imagination, confidence in themselves, faith in the future, and a very positive attitude to life, which means simply that they never, ever take no for an answer.
Like Joe Radley, driller of fine holes for the electronics boom. Like George Taylor, who has turned £15 of holiday money into a £3 million business. Like Clive Sinclair, electronics wizard, who could beat the Japs and the Americans at their own game.
I consider it very much my role to foresee the future. For example, I anticipate totally automatic personalized cars powered by electricity drawn from internal batteries or the mains. That's a very real goal.
Wow! I didn't know he said that. And he probably did.
It did say that not everything's real.
2 out of the 3 of us have come in electric cars tonight, so...
Starting in the early 1960s,
there you go. Is yours not electric?
It is, yes.
Oh,
Yours as well. 3 out of 3.
3 out of 3.
Personal in-ear radios and his real breakthrough, the world's first slim
Oh, it was yours, wasn't it? Yeah, and
Sinclair
that.
went on to produce dozens of models before foreign manufacturers flooded the
Oh, I
market.
remember that ad as well.
That was a real advert, was it?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
I have not found that yet.
Very
Sinclair
attractive.
moved on to the world's first digital quartz watch.
There's a few of those in the
But 4
museum.
components spelled disaster.
Faced with financial ruin, Sinclair had to turn to the government for help, selling a share of his company to the National Enterprise Board in order to fund future projects.
I mean, what we've brought in is public investment and business know-how. And we're confident the portable television we've developed together will be a great success.
That was the NEB, wasn't it?
dreadful
This is claimed to be the world's first truly commercial pocket television. It's being launched by an English company in London today, in America later this week. This is one of the things we hope will be making money for Britain this year and in years to come. Whether it does or not, you can at least say that it works and that it goes into your pocket.
What was the first one? Well, Microvision, the first Microvision was a different shape.
answer is no.
But why? Have you even looked at these accounts? We're in no position to throw away taxpayers' money on concept products.
This is not a concept product.
It's dreamland, Clive. We're running a proper business here, not an amusement arcade. There is no more research money for the car. I'm sorry.
Nothing personal, Clive.
Where's Jim Winston? That's you.
What do they think they're running here?
Obviously, I did a lot of the electronic props for it, but I didn't for this scene. I really wish I'd asked. He's got half of a telly in his hands. But, hey-ho.
Jesus Christ! What the bloody hell's the matter with you? I don't give a shit about components. Just get it working! What the bloody hell do you think I pay you for?
Actually, that's about as true as it gets. That sounds exactly like it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Did you write the script?
No, but that was how he didn't break things. So.
He didn't.
I thought you threw that telephone. You told me.
Well, I didn't see it.
May throw in a telephone, but not through a window.
Okay.
I don't know.
He threw his slide rule everywhere. Slide rules went all over the place.
We had to fill the phone up with like epoxy resin because the first one just bounced off the window. To make it much heavier so it had the effect.
Come on, pub.
He had one normal one and one convertible, didn't he?
Yes.
Baron of Beef, this features a few times.
It does, yeah. Did you spend a lot of time in there?
Yeah.
I've had enough of these Bolshevik penny pinchers. I bugger technical instruments. We've taken technical instruments and hi-fi as far as they can go. I've watched the pocket calculator we invented be hijacked by the Japanese in their ugly plastic grot. I'll be damned if they take away my car. Oh, they don't have the first idea about Sinclair radionics. Can't they see we exist to push barriers? We won't be constrained like this. What's that line from Browning? A man's reach must exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for?
Who's that for?
No grudges. You know me.
That's Jim, is it?
Yes.
As inventors, we're obliged to dream, to be unconstrained in our quest for progress, always to be pushing up the barriers. But we must never forget that allied to innovation is a clear Sinclair aesthetic. Practicality, simplicity, and elegance are the pillars of my vision. Remember that, boys. Elegance above all.
Excuse me, Clive. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Hermann Hauser. Hermann, this is Clive Sinclair.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you.
German?
I'm Austrian. A common error.
I was just talking about the importance of elegance in innovative design.
Oh, as with your black watch?
Oh, yes.
But your watch didn't work properly. Elegance and functionality, no?
Hermann's doing a PhD at the Cavendish.
It's on oxidization.
Yes, well, some of us didn't go to university, did we, Chris? We prefer the cut and thrust of the real world. But I'm sure watching things rust has its interest.
Wasn't like that, was it?
I'm sorry, get out of here.
Never worked on oxidation.
Do you not? No. Oh, so that little detail's slightly... high-speed photography, wasn't it? High-speed photography?
It was one of the things that I used. Yes.
I remember that camera.
Yeah, that was a wonderful camera.
But the drop of water coming back as a crowd.
It was cavitation.
Cavitation, that's
what you did, yeah.
And it's been even worse than I thought. This
We went to an event, Hermann was there, and the person introducing Hermann says he, at that time when the film came out, he much more associated Hermann's character on the film than Hermann himself.
That was Mike Lynch, yeah.
Mike Lynch?
Yeah, Mike Lynch said, I can retire. That guy's much more me than myself.
I hold another company name. Science of Cambridge is a shell, no more than that. But I want you to start operating it.
Not the story.
I've rented a property in King's Parade. Probably start with a couple of small projects.
Got the cigarettes right in
calculated
there.
chips down in the
Absolutely.
store.
But it
help yourself to those.
It caps in full strength.
Okay. I mean, I have been speaking to Hermann about a basic microcomputing kit.
Yes, yes. What you'll be doing
Did this meeting in the car?
preparing the ground for me to move in when this Stalinist shibboleth crumbles as it
By
surely
this
will.
time,
You, Chris,
he was already.
will be keeping the
I
flame
was
alive.
at Sinclair Instrument, which is where Hermann used to come and talk to me. And Clive was being secretive over in his research.
Sinclair Instruments is Science of Cambridge.
Yeah, it became science. You're absolutely right. Science of Cambridge.
Right, yeah.
Science of Cambridge.
That's right. Well recognized.
I can do that.
It's right opposite there.
I lived in
There it
Cambridge
is, Science of
20 years.
Cambridge.
You used your CNN for that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
He'll drive you up the wall, but there is something about him. An absolute belief in what he's doing, and he's loyal to his staff like nobody else. You know, he took me and Jim on when we were just kids. And this whole thing, starting this company, it's been great. A real chance to show what I can do.
Do you play chess?
He's coming to see the new computing
Nor do
kit
I.
Well, that's going to be reflected
He's
then.
going to like it. Now, whose move?
What is a pawn? A piece whose only function is to protect the king. To lay down his life, if necessary, as part of a greater plan. But the object of the game, this is to kill the king. Now, are you a pawn, Chris? Or a bigger piece on the board?
I think that one was invented.
Gosh, I never thought of that.
Checkmate.
Tip the board over.
No, it's not.
Oh, well, maybe you're right. I don't really know the rules.
That's more like it. Neither is he. All right.
CPU, RAM chips, 8-digit LED display, 5-volt
That's a Mac
regulator,
14, isn't it, probably?
MK14.
basic
MK, yeah.
processing system.
I wire up,
kit.
hand wired the first of those in my front room.
To make your own computer at
The
home.
MK14, yeah.
You know, the scan, didn't it?
Whatever for.
Yep. Or four.
Right, well, you can find out how chips work, how to program, using computer language. Once they've got that, they'll want more powerful computers we can produce.
Hardly gonna have IBM quaking in their boots. It's a bloody ugly thing. But it's better than nothing. Some people like putting these things together, I suppose. Is this the best furniture you could find?
Yes.
It doesn't exactly smack of the Sinclair brand. Still, won't be long before I'm out of this NEB cage, then we can really get cracking.
So would
Start
Sinclair
work on some
recognise
serious
those
products.
computer chips are on the board? And would he have not been so interested in that?
Probably, almost certainly not.
Right.
But the National Semiconductor set.
Yeah, but I thought you already had the nice metal desk there.
Yes, I did.
Innovation is not something you can pay for in Green Shield stamps.
Excuse me, we've pumped nearly 8 million into Sinclair Radionics.
If you look at these numbers nowadays,
For what?
they're all piddly.
Yes.
The taxpayer has to get something back for their investment.
We just put 200
There are
million
some
into
areas of the
growth.
business we can salvage.
salvage.
It's time to break this business up. We're calling in the receivers.
It'll be wonderful to be running my own company again.
Oh, it's marvellous. It's been a terrible time for Clive. So nice to see him happy and relaxed again.
So a brave new future lies before us. I've mapped out a number of new products the company might set about developing. Those communists at the NEB have got the instruments and the calculators, but I've held on to the television. And the car is still mine.
Yes, I was going to suggest that we try developing a new, upgraded microcomputer.
Chris, it's an amusing little gizmo aimed at a few hobbyists.
No, it's something I want to pursue.
Well, it's not exactly the Commodore Pet.
No, it's not meant to be. It's a brand.
Did your Prussian friend put you up to this?
That's you, Herbert.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't wish to discuss it any further.
Wonder why that is.
What?
I beg your pardon.
And I'm sorry, Clive, but I've always believed in what you've been trying to do. Now I'm asking for the chance to take this forward. I feel I can do something with this. It's a worthwhile project.
It's pointless, amateurish, ugly.
All I am asking is that you allow me the chance to develop the idea.
His wife.
Was it?
Yeah.
You were being very reasonable there, Chris.
But why?
Because we haven't got the funds to waste.
That doesn't sound very...
Sinclair products like
So I'm guessing this is not
car.
The
in any way real.
Christ's sake, Clive, not the car.
Oh, no. No.
This is just...
But some of the
Get out of my
discussions,
bloody
some of the
house.
points being made are
Right, okay.
vaguely relevant. He wasn't keen.
Right.
Get out!
But this didn't happen.
Was that Sam?
Apparently it was Anne.
Yeah, I think it's
didn't,
supposed
it didn't happen, but
He never threw you out.
no, he didn't.
Is everything all right?
Did he live in a medieval manner like that?
No, he didn't.
I can't believe what I said. I mean, you don't know what he thinks of that car. Christ, what have I done?
Freed yourself. You've had a taste of being the boss and you liked it. There's no going back.
So what am I going to do?
My father wants to know if I'm coming back to work in the family firm.
What are they in?
They make wine.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
But I like Cambridge. I've been thinking of starting a business here. Computers interest me.
No, I didn't.
Maybe you could do it.
No.
Seriously?
So they got the theme right.
You'd
If
give all that up to go into business with me?
Have you ever tried Austrian wine, Chris? If you had, you might understand.
That's very unfair.
I gotta say, it's a bit harsh, isn't
And
it?
it's very unfair. And it's certainly something that I'd never said.
This was before the antifreeze days, I think.
we all hated the NEB, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody hated. It was an attempt to take into public ownership any decent, interesting firm. Horrible communists.
As the Americans would say, a golden handshake. Good luck with your future endeavours.
I've still got that picture behind. It's upstairs on the desk.
They didn't pay him off with £10,000, did they?
No. Certainly not.
10,000
Was that you in the bin?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What sort of business did
So-
you say?
So I saved it though. I've still got it.
So my family tells
Computers.
me that I now look just like Peter
say.
Davison.
Interesting.
Oh right.
Very science fiction.
Okay.
Something to do with, disappearing hairline.
Well, we like to help new concerns where we can.
I've got a point.
Just need to check a few bona fides. You know how it is.
How many times have they watched it?
Tell me again, which
How many times have they watched it?
Oh, enough, yes. But he wasn't just in this.
That one.
He's quite famous elsewhere.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Jolly good. Thought as much just by looking at you.
That was the Which College bit, was it?
Yeah,
And that is actually true.
That's true.
Yeah.
You actually lied about which college you went to.
No, he was a
King, you did go to King's.
Oh, sorry.
Was the bank actually across the
That's
road?
why I look quiet at
I
that
could point out
moment,
that
because I
that's exactly what I did. When the only due diligence he did is which college do you go to? And I said that one. That was absolutely
All this-
and Chris wasn't with
all
me.
this is
was
untrue. His cars were kept and everything else.
Oh, he didn't sell his cars?
That's all the gin.
Should have done. They were a liability, especially when he was driving them.
But did he rename with Sinclair Research?
No, in fact, it was in Mill Road. That looks. Oh, I don't know where the hell that is.
In business, key to success is to use the resources you have. Well, here in Cambridge, we have one resource in abundance. Cambridge process.
This is you. No, it's not.
No, this is
David Johnson.
This is where I come in.
Computer systems for fun.
See.
Oh, that's Steve.
That's
All right.
Steve. Yeah.
Now, I remember the meeting with Stephen very well because you sat behind a big desk as well. And, I had to perch on a little stool in front of the big researcher. And you were the only person in the room.
Steve, Furber, could we have a word?
Being arrested.
Sorry?
Sounds like you're being arrested.
That's him, Roger Wilson. Spent the summer holiday building and programming a computerized cow feeding device for a firm up in Harrogate.
That looks like him as well.
Yeah.
The computer journals you asked for. You said you wanted all of them.
So I never
Thank
wore
you,
glasses
Nigel.
when I was young. The glasses
I
came.
don't remember you with glasses.
No, they came in the mid-40s, normal reading glasses. Because I've always said, in these days, I could look at a resistor on a circuit board and tell you exactly the value, right? Yeah. These days, I can't see the resistor.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
Now, there are two changes.
Well, there's two changes. One is that resistors used to be that big. And
Yes.
That's right.
A millimeter.
And they had nice color codes that we learned by heart, right?
Which we knew, yeah.
And the other is that you've become old and decrepit.
That's the other component, yes.
Brown was one, red was two.
Why so expensive?
Orange.
Orange, yellow, green, blue, mauve, grey, white, black.
Ooh, we've got an expert.
Been swatting up.
No. I'll be always in my brain forever.
I know.
Oh, that's
it is.
the
It's one of
closest
those-
they came to electricity board showrooms.
That's the back, yes, the back of the 4A Market Hill.
We must observe the British tea ritual.
Quite accurate, but without the pigeon droppings.
So, we all know the MK14.
Sinclair. I saved up for one of his hi-fi kits when I was a kid. Looked nice. Matte black, System 2000.
System 3000. System 2000 was in silver, 20 watts, as opposed to 40 watts in the System 3000.
Absolutely spot on.
Yes. I don't know if the details are right, but the
sentiment.
the range
wasn't a hi-fi man, Roger. What's that mean?
Of course.
Hi-fi man?
It's the only choice.
For the moment.
Plus a whole new look.
That's right. We start with kits, but we want to market it with a proper, ready-made, molded keyboard and built-in assembler.
The products we produce are going to be led by you, the engineers.
So I'm pleased to announce that Nigel will...
So was there a meeting like that?
Where's that?
There might have been
Just
meetings,
division,
but they
an
didn't
entirely new
work
company.
like that. They just
Sinclair Computers.
we did what they told us.
Okay.
A new company,
right.
gentlemen. A new beginning. Perhaps we should remind ourselves of the secret of the Sinclair success. That is, being first to market. Letting people know what they want before even they know about it. Now, the MK14 has been a modest success, as I knew it would be, appealing to a specialist interest. And yes, there are companies making
Jim
more
is behaving
advanced,
absolutely in
these are
character.
affordable
Jim
only
had
for use
nothing
in offices or
whatsoever to do with
laboratories.
the MK14, of course.
But is the personal computer not a desirable notion? Something every citizen would quietly crave if he actually knew.
But they
what it
weren't
was.
called personal
This is
computers
my
then.
vision.
the term personal computer appeared with IBM.
Yeah.
They were called home computers.
Yeah. Microcomputers, yeah.
I quote, "Personal computers will become steadily cheaper. Prices could drop to around £100 within the next 5 years." Poppycock! Because, gentlemen, we are going to achieve that in a matter of months. Price is the key. Whatever happens, I want a computer that we can sell for the magic sum of £99. At that price, the man on the cab omnibus will want one, even if he has absolutely no idea what to do with it. Beg, borrow, or steal components. But one thing is clear in my mind. It has to look like this.
And that was a coup, the way he put that together.
Just imagine a future where anybody could go and buy a computer kit to program at home. We could sell, what, 8,000, maybe even 10,000 computers.
What programming language are you proposing?
Which one's the best?
They all have their limitations.
Then why don't you write us a better one?
Look, I've heard Sinclair might be developing a new computer of his own. Is that true?
That's very unlikely. I never heard anything about Sinclair.
We don't speak. Besides, with the team we've assembled, I'm 100%
There wasn't a buzz around about what was going on in other companies?
I was not well connected.
Well, you joined later on, didn't you? You joined later on.
Well, you were too busy at Rolls-Royce, as I recall.
I was Rolls-Royce Research Fellow.
That's right.
In aerodynamics. So I did go to the original meeting on Midsummer Common with Chris Turner, where he talked about setting a company up. So I was involved from the outset, but I didn't join the staff until '81.
That I remember.
You CPU and the betting machine for the Welsh bandits. That's where you first appeared. With the dual scan system. Twin processor system.
That's right, yes.
An ordinary TV and a cheap cassette recorder. Eventually, there'll be some 200 programs available, mostly educational, some technical, and many suitable for children.
I like the way they did mix in original footage.
And some running atomic power stations.
Indeed.
Jesus, it's like trying to read Braille through a pair of gardening gloves.
Clumsy programming language. Limited.
Z88 processor.
I think they could Roger very well.
Nice bit of circuitry there.
We never have the ZX80.
Well, it's like we thought.
Well, I think it's clever.
Z80. Done on the cheap.
Z80. What's ZX?
We know what we're up against.
ZX80.
We thought you something better.
The Sinclair product was the ZX80. The microprocessor was the Z80.
No, the product, but the microprocessor was Z80.
He's done it. He's got there first. It's a working computer.
He's looking at the components.
Brilliant. A clear run on us.
Oh, that's Nick too.
Look at the positive.
Yep.
Clive is playing his hand first.
Have you seen him recently?
If he is holding the full house, we will be able to look through the pack and find the 3 aces with which to beat him.
You don't play cards either, do you?
No.
So it goes well. We still need to push on. Progress on the ZX81?
First specs are done, and we start work on an initial prototype next week.
Who was that?
What about that bloody screen flicker?
Hopefully not.
Mike Pye, maybe? Not Nigel Searle. No.
Jim, I was wondering if you'd had
Could be
any
Nigel.
contact with
I think it could be Nigel.
Chris.
Yeah, more likely to be.
I'm always in the
No,
lab.
I don't think it didn't look like him anyway.
No, but I think it was supposed to be.
I hear he might be going to market with a new product.
Well, I have. He hasn't. I'm not really sure.
It seems a shame he's not still with us. He'd have enjoyed this. That's all.
He's such a nice guy, Jim. What's he doing now?
Working for Arm.
Oh, is he?
He's been here a few times, and he's a really lovely guy.
2K of RAM, twice as much as the ZX80, 8K of ROM, again double what the Sinclair computer offers, and a proper integrated keyboard that won't give you arthritis. The Acorn Atom is the product that serious computer users have been waiting for.
That-
You seem intent on
That
attacking
keyboard
Clive Sinclair.
was made in Haiti, do you remember?
That's not personal.
It's
It's
crosswire,
vastly superior
crosswire
product, that's all.
Caltex.
You're attacking him again. It's about computers, that's all.
11 quid it cost us. 11 quid. 11 quid. I never worked properly, did it?
Well, yeah. No bounce. No bounce. Was that over-centered
Yeah, and some,
crosswire?
and some slipped off.
Clever people in the industry, but business acumen is.
Is this the Atom keyboard we're talking about?
Yeah, BBC, with the BBC we got it right.
Oh yeah.
It's the first time we tried to make a proper keyboard
Yeah.
was the Atom.
And
we bought the cheapest one available.
We paid an arm and a leg for that BBC keyboard, but it was the right investment.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still going strong today.
Can I ask you about? Well, actually, we discovered D-bounce in the process.
Yes, well, it was thought that
That
we
was
might
one of the
And
problems.
software debouncing.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Software
Yeah, yeah.
debouncing.
Yes, right, because a lot of our readers are saying that the connection's not that good, that they fall off.
Who's that?
Just some reporter.
It's a reporter.
Oh, is it?
It's the blue tack for the Sinclair RAM
This is,
pack.
yeah, this is the RAM pack thing.
Oh, the RAM
Because it
pack.
used to- used to wobble.
Oh, yes, sat on the back and then overheated, didn't it?
But it didn't overheat so much, but it wobbled. So every time you press keys, the RAM pack wobbled,
so
and you lost all your memory.
It never made good connections.
That's genius.
So he's suggesting you just put a little bit of blue tack on the back. That would be the fix. Which I think was probably a bit unfair.
Oops. Yeah. Well, actually, there are all sorts of fixes.
Oh
but
yeah, we've seen them all.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of ZX81s donated where there's on a piece of white melamine with a big metal strap over the ZX81 and a big metal strap over the RAM pack as well. Really overdone. And we turned it on and thought that's not a bad idea. At least it makes it usable.
But it made it
And
that
crashed.
big.
Well, no, the thing is, it still crashed, and we don't know why.
Right. Chris.
Yeah, we see all sorts of things.
Going well?
People cut off the blue connector.
He wouldn't accept a tipped cigarette, snap it in half. Oh, he snapped it in half and give him up. I got all his old caps in full strength.
What's the progress on the new machine?
Smoked them for the next year. 1,000 in a box given to him by his advertising agent.
Right.
All labelled Sinclair.
In this competitive
Caps from full strength. I'm surprised I haven't got cancer by now.
products be hereby notified that work on the ZX81 is top secret.
He was always secretive, though. Always
Yeah.
secretive.
That's one thing I've been told a lot.
Were the cows on the backs? Yes, that's correct. Where's that?
He did do a lot of jogging.
You did?
Yeah.
You ever jump over buses?
No.
Kevin said he did.
Oh, an authentic, what was that in the background? An authentic.
Prize giving at the boys' school today.
Is that Anne?
It's meant to be. But he's suspecting us, and we're suspecting him at this point. Yeah.
How is Anne?
Plan to make Britain
Dead.
the most computer-literate
Long time
country
ago.
in the world.
Oh, what happened?
It's quite a thought.
They're making
Don't
a
know.
TV series about
He didn't.
computing, and they want their
Shot
own
on
machine to use
record.
in demonstrations. It's the biggest free advertising campaign in history. Whoever gets the license to produce it, they'll make a fortune.
I did say that.
Yes, and you got it right.
Hello, Acorn Computers.
It says they already have a favourite.
Yeah, the new brain.
In Newbury.
New brain. But why them? It's the wrong machine. What they want is something closer to what we're doing.
NEB,
Yes,
and
but the
that's
same
why.
thought will be crossing the mind of...
Someone on the line for you.
was
Citizen on
that?
friend. Clive.
I don't know who.
Don't think it's supposed to be anybody in particular.
I'll be careful what I say.
Chris.
Clive.
You well?
Yes, fine. You?
Fine.
That was not the relationship you had with him.
I like these places. They're traditional and honest.
It's
But
on
essentially
the
British.
A14. Yeah. But
I took the liberty of...
So this meeting happened?
that was, genuine, wasn't it? Yeah.
Their oxtail soup is warming and nutritious.
Fairly horrible.
Don't we use napkins? He was very fond of greasy cafes, as was I. Which A14 cafe was that? Well, there's one at, actually at Cobblington still. The other one was in Cambridge. I don't remember.
Business going well?
I don't know what
Yes,
this is
fantastic.
about, though.
Good. I'm pleased there's room left in the market for niche products.
Oh no, the cream will always rise to the top.
Yeah, but cream can go sour.
Not if it's kept cool.
Well, let's hope your cream can withstand the heat of the kitchen.
You wanted to talk?
I don't know if you'd heard, but there's this BBC computer project.
Well, that, yes, I think I read something about it somewhere.
I'm sure it won't amount to much, but I wanted to discuss it in case you had any concerns.
Concerns?
Well, clearly it amounts to a breach of their non-commercial charter.
It's outrageous.
Any machine bearing the BBC logo would carry an enormous advantage.
You think?
Their patronage of the Newbury project is intolerable. At the very least, it should be an open competition for the contract.
At the very least.
Well, it seems only fair, especially for smaller companies like yours.
Very altruistic.
Assuming you were intending on bidding.
I hadn't really given it much thought. What about you?
I think we should both write to the BBC, making our feelings clear. It is in both our interests that Cambridge remain at the heart of the computer industry.
You're asking for my help?
I'm looking to join forces for the common good. This is about doing the right thing.
So he's sitting there,
Did that
suggesting that
happen?
we should
No. He never wanted to join forces
to
with
stop
anybody.
him. But I can't believe he's not actually pitching for the job. So there would be a competition.
But we did discuss
the meeting
the new brain thing.
There wouldn't be
And
time for
I
competition.
remember
The BBC want this machine ready in weeks.
you agreed with him that it was outrageous that they would.
Yes, I know.
And then we went along with
Have a
it.
little market in his pocket. It'll be curtains for us and every other computer business in the country. And he wants me to help him win the bloody contract.
We'll have to throw out.
Eating Chinese with a screwdriver.
Huge.
Did that happen? Did you ever do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
2076
Did this ever
per
happen?
week,
I'm not sure.
8,996 per month
It's not impossible.
on average.
But the Atom is a superior computer.
When,
No question.
when we were doing all this,
Quantity is his strength. Quality is ours.
we'd planned it all and everything and got all the tools ready so everybody had their things to eat with. And we shot it all and everything was fine. And then somebody afterwards said, these tools were cleaned before, right?
I finessed his real intentions from him. If there's a BBC contract in the offing, he'll bid, I'm sure of it. Even though he knows he hasn't got a chance. Our next machine, gentlemen.
Did you want to exercise in the
Win
office?
hands down.
No.
Because we know so much better what is needed
Lot of
and how to
jogging,
do
but
it
not
than the BBC.
I don't know if it'll be that simple, Clive.
Well, we're pretty well advanced with development already. The BBC specs are quite different to what we're doing.
Well, tell them what they want, not the other way around.
Did Jim
An
frequently use the wrong
affordable but
preposition?
elegant machine with a few basic functions, just as we're developing.
Different from?
We are the computer experts. They
No,
can
not
stick to
different
making
too.
Doctor Who and Home with Mother. 29.
That's German grammar, you know.
Don't worry. When the Newbury project fails, they'll come to us.
accept.
We are expanding even quicker than anticipated.
Well, things do seem to be going well. £50,000. Doing the old college proud, eh?
The only difference is you were never in the meetings. I had to
And
do all
so
the
it is
negotiations.
with
They gave us
great
money.
pride
Yeah. They
that
gave
I
us
take on
10,000 to
this
start
role
off with and
of
50,000 for an overdraft.
President
afterwards.
Oh, that's the bank.
this
I thought that was the
organisation.
bloody BBC.
Vigilance. Where to be clever is to be among friends. Thank you.
I wish he was president of Mensa, wasn't he? I always wondered what he was doing there.
Yeah, that's why he was.
Sorry.
He wouldn't mind.
Mr. Sinclair,
Excuse me. Yes.
we'd love to congratulate you on your speech. My name's Susan, and this is Mindy and Barbara. Hello.
Hello. And you're enjoying the symposium.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's very lovely and all these clever people.
It's so inspiring that you can develop so many projects at once.
Quite. Sinclair Research is making significant progress with the portable television, the home computing system, and what I'm most proud of, the personal electric transport. Yeah.
Well, I'm just full of admiration for any man that can take care of 3 things at the same time.
That's good, because as
Just what I had in mind, yeah.
I really want to promote the organization as being fundamentally social.
What you were saying about being able to put every book ever written into a machine that's the size of a sugar cube, were you serious?
Oh, absolutely, yes. This quest for miniaturization is a major credo of mine, to reduce the size of something, making it more efficient and convenient. That's right at the heart of everything I do.
Still, it's nice to get your hands on something big once in a while.
This BBC never
See?
lost it, did they? The opportunity to be vulgar. Yes.
No, I appreciate you calling me back.
Is that the comment?
Yes.
It's not easy to actually speak to someone from the BBC. Well,
Acorn computers, customer help.
well, quite. Yeah, well, look, what I want to stress is that we're doing some really interesting work here.
Have you actually plugged it in?
And all we're saying is that we should get the same chance that Newbury's getting to...
Acorn Customer Help Desk. Have you actually tried plugging it in?
When did they pull out?
Well trained. Were you smoking at the time?
Well, I did smoke on and off till about 10 years ago.
Yes, you did, but I didn't. Despite how I'm shown in this film.
You were shown smoking, right?
Oh, we'll come to that, yes. It will not go uncommented.
Yes. Hello.
Did the speech go well?
Yes, it seemed to create some interest.
That's nice. Nigel
Molly.
told me to give you a message.
Molly.
He said
Molly.
the Newbury New Brain is out of the race.
I knew it. Have the BBC called us yet?
Yes, they wanted a proposal from us.
As I predicted.
And also proposals from Dragon, Auric, Computer and Acorn.
Get me Acorn on the phone. Now. This is Clive Sinclair. I'd like to speak to Chris Curry. He's bloody where? He's sharper than a serpent's tooth.
Yes, but he's nowhere near ready.
How do you know?
Well, everyone knows. Not like us, Clive. They don't operate in secret. Cocky like that.
Very well. Let him make a fool of himself. And these broadcasters will have to come groveling to me.
How long?
3 weeks.
4 days.
Oh, 4 days?
Thought the programme in the early new year.
The times have changed.
4 days.
Christ, I know, but I was standing there with my foot in the door. What was I supposed to say? Don't come, because the computer I'm trying to sell you doesn't actually exist. Is there any chance? By Friday? What will Roger and Steve say?
What do you think they will say?
Say it can't be done.
Perhaps they just need a little encouragement.
Oh yes, you dialed these old phones, didn't you?
Roger, Hermann, I have a question for you. Can you adapt the new machine for the BBC spec? We've got a week. I understand.
This is the Proton.
This is the Proton.
Yeah. He says it cannot be done.
I knew it.
Bugger! So, I ask you, Steve, you think it can be done? No? I'm surprised when you tell me this. Oh, because Roger told me that he thought it was possible to do it in a few days. Yes, he seemed to believe so. But I will tell him that you disagree, no?
I don't think we had to do that, did we? It was just, you did it.
So that's what I was going to say. I mean, is this real? Did you play one up against the other?
I don't know why
Roger,
this is real.
Hermann again.
Really?
Now, I need your advice.
Are you that
Steve
underhand?
says he thinks he can do it.
Well, you know, we had to
No, he really
convince
does.
them
He
to do
seemed
it.
very confident. No, I didn't tell him that you said it was impossible. Do you want me to call him back and tell him that now?
Mostly when you asked
Okay.
Roger something, he'd already done it.
See you tomorrow.
Right. No, he had it in his drawer.
Yeah.
And the
So
Proton
good.
was.
So there's an element of truth to it then, but
Well, the Proton
actually
was a vehicle for your dual processor system anyway, wasn't it?
The dual processor.
Yes, the Proton was a dual processor, yes.
Yeah.
The BBC Micro was the front end of the Proton.
Yeah.
And the tube was the interface, so we could still put the
tube
second
was the
processor
thing,
on.
wasn't it?
Bollocks! There was no tube. The
There
tube
was-
came much later.
No,
it's on the original
it was
BBC.
part of his
It's not in
design.
the BBC Micro.
In the
But the
bloody-
cable was there to connect to it.
in the fruit machine.
Yeah, but not the tube.
The tube was
The
in the
tube
fruit.
chip was in the second processor.
Yes, but this was long before the Proton. The Proton was long before that. Your Proton design predated the BBC Micro.
Yes,
Of course it
Your
did.
Proton was the.
But the Proton was a dual processor design,
Yeah.
of which the front end became the BBC Micro.
Yeah,
With
so
some morphing.
Come on,
Catch up.
Get up to date.
That's just not right. There was no tube. The tube came much later.
No,
His dual system.
No, we never made it.
What was without
Never
the
made
tube?
It was a paper design, but conceptually it was a dual processor. Then we implemented the front end processor as the BBC Micro, but kept the tube interface so we could still stick the second processor on later.
So we could
So
put
the
the
fourth-
1602 processor on the back, if you remember, the Nat Semi 1602 32-bit processor on the
Well, also the 4
Yeah.
megahertz 6502, the Z80 running CPM.
Yes, we could do anybody's.
Your original Proton design already had a tube,
Yes.
an asynchronous one.
Well, it wasn't detailed.
It wasn't, yeah.
The detail came later.
That's the only detail I know is that we built that socket on the back, so that was the tube socket.
That's right.
You
did.
tell me how many connections it needed.
And it was always there for a second processor because that was
I had no idea. We had a tube socket on the BBC Micro motherboard.
The Proton.
No, we didn't have a tube socket on the BBC Micro.
the few at the back there. We'll show you later.
there is.
Your
Tube socket.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, is that cannabis?
No, this is allegedly me teaching Herman how to make an English cup of tea. The fact that I don't really drink tea is
And nor does he. He drinks that yellow stuff. What's it called?
Chamomile.
Chamomile.
Good night, sir.
So Molly was quite good looking, was she? Well, it didn't look like the same Molly to me, but yeah. Oh, big blonde, nice girl.
This is me.
Oh, that looks like a proper soldering iron.
Because it was wire wrapped the first time. Never mind.
Yeah, but that was RAM.
Right, now we need to wire up.
RAM wire wrapped.
I've heard.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
one connection and it won't work.
Shouldn't take too long, should it?
Well, we've done the first 7.
Great.
About 3,000 to go.
It was all that, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
By Ramanuj Banerjee.
Yeah, that's it.
The fastest wire-up gun in the West.
Yes, that's right.
And he didn't make mistakes.
Till later. Oh, sorry, Ram.
Is that a thing?
What, the smoking?
No, the sleeping under the desk at work.
No, we didn't sleep.
We didn't sleep much.
I did when I was
Christ,
drunk.
damn it! Must be some kind of contact failure, I don't know.
I thought we had it working.
So this prototype, you see, I made all that as close as I possibly could to the photographs that I had available. Vaguely got away with it.
There must be something. They're here.
There's only about 3 photographs.
This is your snip bit, isn't it?
It is.
Well, very good of you to come.
Earth loop, wasn't it? No, it was
really
the clock
appreciate
that we
the
derived from the
opportunity
development
to,
system. And I said, do it without the clock, plug it into the ROM.
I think it's
And it worked, they never forgave me for that.
Quite right.
This is the wire to the development system?
You had no idea what you were doing.
You've used a clock wire for this?
This is a breakthrough for us, I hope.
I had the idea of
BBC as
blowing
well.
it into the ROM and then running it
have you
locally.
here. Sorry, wrong door.
It was still your idea to cut the wire.
That can't be.
You had no
I'm so
idea
sorry,
as to why
gentlemen.
this might work.
I feel very embarrassed.
We could have cut the wire. Cutting the wire meant they had to blow it into the ROM because it wouldn't work from the development.
What if the wire is causing a skew on the internal clock? Huh?
See, I've got the explanation right there.
It's all right,
Obviously,
believe. I'm so sorry. Why am I going upstairs? It's absolutely downstairs. Ridiculous.
A skew on the internal clock.
This cord, that's its backup life support.
I've heard
At the moment of birth, if the child is to prosper, the cord must be cut.
No, that I didn't say.
I hated that bit.
Here we are, gentlemen.
Everybody
As you
shouting
can
no
see,
just before
we are
cutting
only
it.
able
I
to
tried to
show
say
you
to
a
them,
fully
if it didn't
functioning
work, they would have stripped the
prototype.
wires with their teeth, twisted it back together, and it'd be fine. But no, they said, no, it's good, it has to stay.
Marvellous. Let's see what she can do.
Who the hell was that? What was his name? Radcliffe. No, John Radcliffe. I mean, David.
Richard Russell came on that first.
Richard
visit.
Russell. That would be. Richard Russell. Yes. So it was John Radcliffe and David.
I don't think they were on that technical.
No, they
visit
weren't
that
on the
Friday.
technical thing. David Allen. David Allen. Yeah. It would have been Richard Russell. Richard Russell.
Cynthia, I'm not taking any calls, except from the BBC.
Hello? Yeah.
Roger grooving.
Clive Sinclair? Ah, yes, I was expecting your call. Huh? Mm-hmm. You've... Bloody fucking hell!
I'd like to add the government backing to the BBC computer literacy program.
Oh, that's Bacon. Bacon.
Good man.
Kenneth Bacon.
Kenneth Bacon. Initiative to put a computer into every school in the country. The exclusive manufacturers of the BBC Micro, Acorn computers, tell me they've already taken twice the number of anticipated orders. The public is excited by this new technology, and Britain is at the forefront of it.
Can we just see you using the machine, Minister?
Yes, yes, of course.
If you remember, it's the return key.
Wouldn't ask me, would he? Yeah, usual thing.
Isn't that absolutely marvellous?
That's silly.
Why even bother with them? Demand for the ZX81 has been phenomenal. Our only problem is how to meet the orders. We're having to step up production. Turnover's looking like over 30 million. It's incredible.
I want the Spectrum brought forward.
It's still in the developmental stage, Clive. I'm sorry, I don't know.
We'll meet them head on. Acorn may have their friends in government and at the BBC, but Sinclair understands what the man in the street wants. Simplicity, affordability, elegance, elegance above all. This new BBC Micro looks like it was invented by a blind Bulgarian bricklayer.
Well, that was incorrect.
The next computer has to do everything theirs does.
Alan would not be happy with that description.
And it has to be half the price of theirs. We start taking orders now. If Chris Curry wants a battle, well, let's show him what we've got up our sleeve. High-resolution graphics, up to a massive 48K of
It was an impressive machine, except for the
sound,
keyboard.
and full 8-color capability. All available from £125. I give you the Sinclair ZX Spectrum.
Is that taken from an ad? No.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a little bit of mixing. This is the awful hour.
We always called it the ZX Rectum, actually.
Well, let's take a look at a typical office of today. And what are the first things you see, apart from the man working in it? It's the filing cabinets. Now, what's going to happen to them, Mac?
Well, most of them are going to go, Chris, along with invoices and bills. Those are all going to be sent through by the computer.
What about our old office friend, the faithful typewriter? Are we going to say goodbye to that as well?
Now, they have gone. The filing cabinets haven't, but the typewriters have.
That's right, step at a time, you know.
So a secretary's job will really be enhanced as she's able to help her boss in understanding the sort of speed at which his business is changing.
If you look at the numbers of physical letters being sent to emails, I want to read one letter.
Oh, yes. I mean, I have 2 filing cabinets in my room, which are a write-only filing system.
Or the stationary doors
I put things in them, but I never get anything
No,
out.
they're not, because people really do still like to read things
I
on
think there
paper
must
and
be the
not on
same type of
screens.
filing system like mine.
Input, words, string, return.
They are used for manipulating data, characters, words, and letters, and so on. And we can show you some of the instructions on here. You recognise that?
I'm beginning to recognise what looks like the beginning of a program. Yes, a computer program.
Well, the first one is probably new to you. It's CLS, which is a very nice way of saying clear screen. And that's a bit of...
Is that right, that you helped them program it to download the BBC?
On the first programme, yes. I actually sold the BBC Micro into the BBC broadcast transmission feed, which was terrifying.
Oh, did you?
And Roger was there hacking the code minutes before it went out live.
Which one, sir?
Oh, before the first program.
The first programme in the series. Things were a bit more under control thereafter. The first one was complete.
Since the Department of Industry launched its multi-million-pound Micros in Schools scheme with a great fanfare, there's now at least one in every secondary school and one in almost half the primaries. Britain, it is said, is ahead of anyone else in the world.
You can buy a pet, an apple, an acorn, a tangerine, even a new brain. In fact, computers suddenly seem to be everywhere.
This new brain finally made it, right? But it was a complete flop, wasn't it?
Did you say million?
As you can see, we are experiencing growth at an exponential rate.
I'd have to make a call.
Is he the banker again?
Yes, he's your bank manager.
What was his name? Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight at National Westminster.
You can remember the name of the bank manager.
Where the big clock is now, you know, the golden clock, the chronophage with the opposite kings.
Yeah.
That was the entrance to the.
I know, never touched it.
That was the entrance to National Westminster Bank, and Mr. Frank's office was just 2 windows to the left.
What's his name?
Frank, Mr. Knight. I don't know his first name.
Computer games have become the latest craze to sweep the nation. According to a survey today...
And you were never there. This is complete fiction. I had to do all the banking negotiations because you always chickened out. You didn't want to go to the bank.
I hated bankers.
Where was that?
That's in
Mill
Road. That's Sinclair Research in Mill Road.
No. What was the Mill Hall?
No, Milton Hall.
Milton Hall.
But that was in Mill Road. We had another place, yes.
So what could the average user actually do?
Oh, here comes the power station.
Useful applications. So not just games. No, absolutely not.
What do you use your computers for? Mainly games.
Mainly games.
Mainly games.
Mainly games, yes.
Mainly games.
You know, we can't cope with this demand.
Then we take on more people, boost production. Can somebody get that phone?
We'll need a further cash injection to expand at the rate we are growing.
Exactly. And I know how to get it. A share issue.
We float the company?
Computers. Cutting edge technology. The city will love us. Go on. What can go wrong?
Yes, we did have cash flow problem because, we didn't deliver the bloody BBC micros.
People ordered first and they got
Yes, but we couldn't get at the bloody escrow account, remember? So we had to change banks to Barclays. That's when Matthew Bullock came in.
And then you just delete it by pressing these 2 buttons here together. So you press this button here and this button here. No, this button. Yeah, that's right, this button here. And you see the thingy flashes on the screen there. That's perfectly normal. And all you need to do is press enter and it changes colour. It changes colour.
What else can you do on it?
I can change the border to another colour. Let's try a blue.
Can you play games on it?
Yes, you can. Hundreds of games for the Spectrum.
Yes, excuse me. Do you have any games for the BBC Micro?
Yes, somewhere, yeah. Yes, we do.
No, we had more games than that.
No, you did.
And they were very good.
Yeah, a little bit unfair that bit, but...
Yeah, it was a bit unfair. Yeah. Not quite as many as the Spectrum, but they're all rubbish.
Making the most of your establishment connections, more like. Oh, yes. So respectable. No games for the micro.
Bollocks.
Damn the BBC and the government and all the rest of your lackeys. People seem to forget that this is just a fad.
That was the
Nothing
original
else.
Micro.
All this nonsense about computers
television.
replacing shopping, saving people a trip to the bank. These things won't save the world.
That was
It's
the flats one,
nonsense.
that was the FTV.
That was the original one, which had not.
So that's the plan. We put the money from the
magnetic
share issue into a pared-down version of the BBC Micro, the
Screen.
Acorn. We drop the price, produce on a big scale,
and go head-to-head with Uncle Clive's Spectrum.
We go down market?
Look, the squeeze is on in this industry, in case you didn't notice. There's a rival machine launching every week. We have to keep growing.
So there we have it, gentlemen. A new strategy. Alongside an upgraded Spectrum, we'll launch the Quantum Leap, or QL. A new computer designed for use in the office, with a proper keyboard and functions for business and education.
That
An
could have
upmarket
been.
computer.
That could have been a great
A serious
computer had it not been for the microdrive, right?
Yeah, the microdrive.
We need to change tack now, Clive. I mean, the success of the Spectrum has been... You've got a company valued at £136 million.
You're talking about making a computer from scratch. New hardware, new operating systems. It will take years.
We're announcing in 3 months.
And anyway, this spec, I mean, it's a backward step for us. We should be working on improving the hardware.
16-bit technology, our own processor.
Look, computers are for the common man now. Games, entertainment, that's where the money is. W.H. Smiths are ready to order 120,000.
That was the killer.
Peripherals like the
That
microdrive
was
are
the
selling
W.H.
well.
Smith
We
order was the one that
suggest that we
bucketed us.
expand into building our own
So they actually
software.
ordered 120.
Yeah,
They placed an order and then cancelled it. After a year's delay.
This is what my lifetime of achievement has been reduced to. Clive Sinclair, the man who brought you Jet Set fucking Willie.
My lad's up to level 8.
I mean, apparently there's even a game now about me trying to get a knighthood, for Christ's sake. This is a serious company, damn it, making serious technological advances.
Sorry to interrupt, but I really thought you should see this. Congratulations.
I've been, given a knighthood.
Also sprach Zarathustra.
What?
Also sprach Zarathustra.
The music. No, this is 2009. 2000.
Yeah, Also sprach Zarathustra.
Represents just that in the
That's the music.
computer market. With its brand new operating system incorporating Super Basic, an innovative built-in
Basic, we called
microdrive
it.
data storage system,
That was the
and yet another
killer.
revolutionary keyboard. It
That
really
microdrive
is
was
sheer
the
professional power
Achilles heel
in the
of
Sinclair
QL.
style.
Never worked, did it?
With all these features, you could be forgiven for expecting to pay quite literally thousands of pounds. But no, the Sinclair QL will sell for merely $399.
PCB
Handing over to our head computer guy.
Once you've added all the...
With the same
dual floppies.
If you put,
You take off the floppies, that's what makes
Future
the difference.
is here, and it's ready to ship in
Bits
28
including
days.
upgrading the memory as well and everything else to bring it to the same spec comparatively.
If we reverse the configuration, then we can...
No, I understand that, yes. Yes,
What's
no,
that?
that's
I missed
no
it.
problem.
I looked away.
No, we're fully geared up to produce that volume.
It's you looking. Yes.
Definitely, yes, you have my word.
There was an element of that.
No,
I
thank you.
suppose.
Okay, bye-bye. W.H. Smiths have confirmed the electrons. I knew it.
It says here the market might have peaked. Do we want to run the production lines that hard?
Herman, they've just ordered 120,000 computers. Does that sound like it's peaked?
Chris, remember you've got meetings with the lawyers and accountants later this afternoon.
Have I? Right.
They always show me smugly doing nothing in the background. I was working just as hard as everybody else.
Thank you.
Oh yes, but you're much cooler.
So I did the bloody accounts in those days. You know?
Christ.
Not very well.
Again.
What the hell is that?
C5.
I reckon C5.
Power on the starter.
Well, drain the battery.
Then spend more improving the battery.
12 million quid out of the coffers for this.
Well, he's a genius, remember?
Trying to.
Clive, sorry to interrupt again. About the quantum leap.
Christ, not again.
We can't keep advertising it. The phones are ringing off the hook with people wanting to know where their machines are.
Well, get the bloody things out then.
We're not ready. The microdrives aren't working. Half the memory's hanging out the back.
We'll employ more people on the job.
Clive, more people isn't the issue. We need more time to iron out all the problems.
For fuck's sake, Nigel!
Nigel?
We have the fuel will be shipping in 28 days. It will be!
That was 60 days ago.
Michael's programmer, he didn't do anything else except programming.
Wanted one for Christmas. And by December 1984, every child who wanted one had one.
There are currently some 600 home computer manufacturers in Britain. How many of them will still be around by...
Is that right? Is that right? No.
That's for sure. And the market is very fragmented. It cannot contain anything like that number over a long period.
The cheapest of all is this one, made by the newly knighted Sir Clive Sinclair.
It's survival of the fittest.
I think the 600 was referring to people
Who's
making
most
peripherals as well, all the third-party
best
peripheral
meets the end
manufacturers and
user's
things.
requirements.
It's a tough marketplace for our rivals, but as far as Acorn are concerned, then interest in our computers is still in the ascendancy.
At Sinclair Computing, we've recently developed a truly groundbreaking machine, the Quantum Leap.
Just recently we received our biggest ever order for our latest product, the Electron.
We've already taken a huge number of orders from eager consumers who want the very best.
The QL, or Quantum Leap computer, designed for the upper end of the market, has been dogged by production and marketing problems.
From next week,
PCW always had a monkey with the Sinclair products. The Spectrum had one, the ZX80 had one, the QL had one.
And although Sinclair originated...
Were they trying to say something?
...being capable of more
It's just a fact, they always did. I don't know why.
...it failed to make any inroads into the business computer market.
What's his name?
What's his name?
PCW man? What's his name?
We are businessmen. We're not made up by a team of ex-graduates
wrote PCW all.
electronic components in a plastic box.
To make matters worse, the boom in schools buying computers has also passed. And it was demand from schools which helped catapult Acorn from being a two-man outfit to a turnover of £93 million.
I believe with the right products at the right price, then market demand will just keep growing and growing.
And so for 1985, the most serious computer game of all is being played by the companies themselves, trying to turn round the continuing and devastating slide in their industry.
I remember that. That was Vector Marketing, I remember.
Northampton.
Was it Kettering?
Kettering, yeah.
The thing is,
What was his
3
name?
months ago, not now.
Gota, Peter
Smith's
Gota.
ordered 120,000 electrons.
Do you get that order in writing?
Now, if it was your CD players, we can't send them out quick enough this year.
That's right, the CD players took
Some people have been waiting 3 months for the QLs.
preference.
And they're the lucky ones. The ones we're actually managing to deliver just don't work. We can't keep advertising it, Clive.
People trust Sinclair. They trust me. If they don't work, give them another one that does. Look, stop fretting, Nigel. Our advertising campaign will guarantee healthy sales. If Curry wants to muscle in on the Spectrum market with his ugly tap, then I'll be damned if we don't respond. I'll chop him off at the knees in his own territory. Here, take this.
Sinclair QL commercial, take 17.
That's right, that was that commercial. Jumped over there. What did he jump? The bus? The bus.
What? They can't all be pulling their
Got a
electron
mobile
orders.
phone now.
Well, not yet. Jesus, Herman, I've got suppliers all over me for money.
Well, we cash in more of the stock. No, can't do that.
Or what about using some of the advertising budget?
No way, that's vital.
We have to advertise on TV like IBM and Commodore. We can't spare a penny of that money. Gonna have to find it from somewhere else.
This is the new Acorn Electron. It's powerful, it's versatile, and it's only £199.
That's a bloody brilliant machine, really. It's a bloody brilliant machine.
It speaks the same language as most school children. BBC
Just missed that market.
By a year.
By a year, yeah.
The Acorn Electron can be found at all
There's
Acorn
plug-in
dealers and
bits.
major high-speed stores.
Jesus.
Just thought I'd check on you.
What are you getting for Christmas, Valerie?
Oh, one of those new CD players. That's if Simon could find one in the shop. What about you?
I'd be happy with an empty warehouse.
Brought something for you to eat?
Oh, it's like old times. Very good. It was fun then, wasn't it?
Valerie. Do you remember Valerie?
Lost Acorn.
Do you remember Valerie?
Yes, I'm married to one.
Of course. But she didn't work for Acorn.
She didn't work for Acorn, no.
Oh God, I think I know what's happening.
That's a silly scene.
Dangerous walking in traffic. Keep to the side if I were you. That's the place for pedestrians.
As if. As if.
Yeah, I'm not sure anybody.
As they say in modern parlance.
I don't think anybody particularly believes that. It's a bit silly.
It's doing the advertising then.
Did we actually advertise the
Yes, we did.
Spectrum return rate?
We did.
We did. That's what caused
That was
the rumpus that's coming up.
In the Baron of Beef.
I thought you said you hadn't seen this.
No, I haven't seen it, but I can
But
see
he
what's
remembers
coming.
You sure?
We
You want
spent
to
a
go with the
long
one
time
from
looking through
See the
magazines to
background
find
there?
it. Yeah,
Project
Project A
A.
and
Full
B&B.
pages everywhere.
The whiteboard.
Project A.
Project A arm on the right on the whiteboard there.
Already. Yeah.
The agency did ask if we wanted to do it. Seems silly not to.
I don't think they talk about the arm in this computer, in this thing.
Not particularly, but there's just things allude to it. So we put up on the boards behind the Project A and B. At the end, it mentions what would come in the future.
But all in all, we soon discover that one and one is all belong to you. All around the world, little children being born to the world.
The Baron of Beef. Here we go. That made the Daily Mail front page, didn't it?
Probably.
There we go.
What the fucking hell's all this about that?
What?
You fucking buggering shit bucket! All right.
Jesus Christ. Ridiculous. Don't do that again.
So you punched him?
Yeah, and he fell down.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. I didn't. It wasn't a big punch either.
No, but did he attack you? It wasn't self-defense.
He came up behind me and put his hands around my face, and it hurt my eyes, and it made me angry. I don't hit people.
No, I know.
I
So
just
did you know it was him?
Well, when I saw him, when I turned around and saw who it was, yeah. And I did hit him and he went down.
It wasn't in the Baron of Beefell, was it?
No, it was in the Shades.
Right, yeah, the club. Did it start off in the Baron?
Start in the Baron. He attacked me in the Baron. Then I left and went to Shades, and he came in there, and
Right.
that's where it happened.
Shares in the Acorn microcomputer company were suspended on the stock market this afternoon. It follows rumours of financial problems at the company. Share prices in Acorn have been under pressure since the city heard that they'd made a big loss in America.
Oh yes, we made that stupid foray in what was his name? The Sony guy.
Its company, Sinclair Research, brought computers out of the lab and into the home.
They did everything in America to make it costly.
They made a big cock up.
We took the Acorn, we took the Apple Rex on to sell.
Yes.
And they didn't sell
Particularly
it.
I just say
over a business disagreement. Fisticuffs, Greg. Eyewitnesses reported the pair of eggheads having a crack at each other. Joke on the carpet, Greg.
It's official. We're a joke. Hope all the people we have to lay off see the funny side.
We're not a joke, Chris. The bottom has fallen out of the whole market, that's all. It's the same for everyone.
American
Same for Clive.
Does that make you feel better?
I mean, it's meant to be a German one.
No, it doesn't.
I'll go and start letting everyone know.
What are they all going to do?
They are clever people. They'll think of something. Maybe they already have.
Ugh, where's a ring?
Chris, it's Clive here. Clive Sinclair. We haven't spoken in months, and I wondered if you weren't too busy, just wondered if you might like to meet up for a drink. Like the old days. If you're around.
This is where Roger, the real Roger has a. See, this is Sophie now. She's the barmaid. She got a.
No grudges.
What's it called?
Cameo.
Cameo.
I've always predicted the computer boom would come to an end. Now it belongs to ghastly barrow boys like this Armstrong fellow.
Yeah, that's right.
Chris.
I don't mind being quoted on that.
Businesses come, businesses go. This was but one step on a greater journey. And you know,
it was Sophie
ultimately,
that they put in as a cameo
the path
for the
of
last
future
scene.
will always
So
be
Sophie actually.
Is this the end?
Yes, this is.
Yeah, she will. She's back on. She'll say last order.
She'll say something.
Shed to work on that idea that he and he alone knows will change the world. That's the British way. That's what made this the greatest country on earth.
A man's reach must exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for?
If I can't make my own.
Sure you said that.
I've been looking into the possibility of a flying car.
There she is.
Please. Well, I didn't know that was in it. How can that be in it? This is years before.
No. It was after the change.
Oh, blow me down.
A C5.
That's the other version, isn't it?
Yeah, I was really annoyed about that picture because David Johnson Davis is in there, or should have been in there, which was who I
Isn't
had.
that who that's meant to be?
In the original picture, David Johnson Davis is in it, and I would have been at the front.
But the
really
original
annoyed.
one had David Johnson Davis in it as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, the original did.
And not me, I think.
So they do mention Arm at the very end. Oh, this is the original.
I'm surprised he sold 12,000.
I don't think he sold 12,000.
They sold a lot in America for going around campuses. I don't think he sold one 500 in England. That was before they put the flag on the back.
Oh, Microsoft. Yeah.
Right, let's wrap it up there. I think I've really enjoyed myself. Thank you very much for.
Well, thank you for bringing us together. It's an enjoyable evening.
It's what we do. But yeah, I hope the film has sort of given you a bit of insight into how to everybody sees you now, Chris.
I hope they've mostly forgotten it.
Well, now at least this has now corrected that. But anyway, thank you very much for your time, and hopefully we'll do this again, maybe in another 10 years.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. There's still some gin in that bottle.
There is.
Your
Your work is done.
before I drive back.